What's going on, everybody? This is Seahawks Today. I am your host, Will Ortner, and we got to dive into the NFL Week 15 matchup for the Seattle Seahawks against the Indianapolis Colts. Colts, they are a dumpster fire right now, and, well, they're turning to a guy who was almost in the NFL Hall of Fame this year to come in and help them out. You guys have had questions, though. We're going to have answers and answer them all here on this Seahawks Today video. First, from Josh Miller. What will happen to Phillip Rivers if he plays? He actually worries me a bit. Now, I think this is kind of fascinating because there are a lot of people that are stuck on old Phillip Rivers. Not old man Phillip Rivers, old Phillip Rivers. The guy who was one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League. A guy who was really slinging the ball around. A guy who made the San Diego Chargers, yes, that's where they were before, great. And then he got old, and his arm kind of disappeared, and, well, he went to a point where he needed to retire. The fact that the Colts are bringing him back, to me personally, I think is just shows you how desperate they are. They are clinging desperately as they can to any playoff hopes. I don't think that he's going to be enough to get them there. Maybe different people like Josh think that he will be. I get why he scares you. I just think that I might be a little more tuned in what's going on right now in the day-to-day with, football. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Josh knows a little bit more than I do. Don't miss out on our watch party. We're going to be live on Sunday, an hour or so before kickoff. You don't want to miss out on it. Come and hang out with us. We're going to have a grand old time. Plus, we got a raffle item that I think is pretty sweet that features our guy right here. Okay? So make sure that you come in, you hang out, you have a grand old time with us as well. It's a great time at those watch parties. It's one of those deals where you really get to love and appreciate the other Seahawk fans. Master B. Chiefin, what is going on? Hashtag Seahawks. If Kubiak gets a head coaching job, do you know any potential replacements for him at offensive coordinator? Yeah, well, so that is a very good question. First, I do feel like Kubiak is going to be in the conversation with a lot of other places to be a head coach. The Las Vegas Raiders have already made it clear that he is a guy that they would be interested in. I think as you go down the line, there are some other places that they'd be interested in. The New York Giants have made it clear they would be interested in him. The Tennessee Titans would be foolish not to call about Klint Kubiak. So, yes, I think that he is going to be someone that is up for jobs. What I do find interesting with the OC is, do you promote from within? Mike Macdonald has made it clear that he wants to run a certain style, a certain brand of football, and that brand of football is run first. So to me, it would only make sense to use a Klint Kubiak disciple. Is there a potential that he could go and reach out as well to like a Rams quarterback coach or reach out to a running back coach with Kyle Shanahan? These are all options for him on the table as well. Do I have someone pinpointed as like, yes, that person would be my guy other than Klint Kubiak? No, because we haven't gotten into the research on that quite yet. But I'll tell you right now, if Kubiak does leave, I trust John Schneider, and I trust Mike Macdonald to find the right guy for the job. Desmond Bain! We probably need to run more. Yeah, we probably do need to run the football just a little bit more. But that's okay, because we run the ball right now at a higher rate than most of the teams in the National Football League. I mean, shoot, we throw the ball the 31st most amount of times. What I think the question is less of we probably need to run the ball more, and it's more of we probably need to run the ball more effectively. I need more yards from Kenneth Walker. I need more yards on average from Zach Charbonnet. Look, I'm not saying that neither one of them has performed well, but to me, what I believe when it comes to this Seahawks rushing attack is there's a lot of meat left on the bone for this squad. They could very easily, in my opinion, very easily put themselves in a position where they could get a couple of extra yards here or there, but they just make the wrong cut, or they're not able to run through an arm tackle. I believe that this Seahawks rushing attack can continue to improve, but the best way for them to improve is to get that average up. Once they get that average up, watch out, man. The sky is the limits. The sky is the limits. Plus, Seahawks did end up moving on from Cam Akers this week. So I do think that that is important. They clearly seem to trust with who they have going right now for them. I think that if the Seahawks continue to push forward, they'll put themselves in a good position with that rushing attack. And I think that that is the smartest thing for the Seahawks to do. All right, so we really appreciate it. Help us out. Go on social media and share the video. Help us out. It'll help more Seahawk fans find our content. If we share our videos on social media, the other Seahawk fans that might not be tuning into us so far, they can go, oh, hey, that's more Seahawks content. I love what they're doing over there. I'm going to want to make sure that I tune in. So help us out. Share the video on social media. Tyler Stevens. Why is Sundell going back to center? Seems like a waste to me. I couldn't agree more, Tyler. It does feel like a waste to me. It feels like an option that the Seahawks do not have to take, that they are choosing to do so. It's almost like, hey, Sundell, you're a center, you're staying at center. Clearly, head coach Mike Macdonald believes that the Seahawks have the best right guard available to them. And that's Anthony Bradford. And that's why he keeps playing him. Because if he felt like somebody else was better, Mike Macdonald would probably be playing somebody else right now, which is frustrating. I think that if you look at this Seahawks team, the best option for them is to put Olu Oluwatimi in at that center position and let him just go to work. And then put Sundell at the right guard and let him go and try and get those reaches on the outside zone. It's a long zone scheme system. It's an outside zone scheme system. This team does best when they have smaller, more athletic players. Now, there's times where you need a guy like Oluwatimi who's going to be pushing guys around, but it just doesn't seem like Anthony Bradford is the best fit for this Seahawks squad. Fortunately, I'm not the one who's making the calls on that. And unfortunately, I seem to be the one that is wrong. So it seems like Sundell is going to stay at that spot, and that's perfectly okay. That's perfectly okay. You're going to get an iron sharpens iron between Jalen Sundell and between Olu Oluwatimi. But eventually, I do feel like if there is an injury, Sundell will come back, and he will come back at that offensive guard position. Now, I've given you kind of my piece on it. Basically, head coach Mike Macdonald really likes what Anthony Bradford's doing. But let me know what you think down below in the comments. What do you say? Why isn't Sundell getting more right guard reps? Is it because they view him as only a player that plays that center position? Is it because they view him as a player that only plays that center position in this offense? Is it because Anthony Bradford's been doing so well? What do you think? Let me know down below in the comments. I think the best course of action, too, for all of us would be if the Seahawks just let me go out there and coach them. Maybe that would be the best course of action. But we got our first super chat. Greg! Boom! What's going on, my good sir? Assuming we make the playoff, which team or teams would you be worried about us facing? It's the in-division opponents, Greg. I'll tell you right now, when I look at the defense that they have built in San Francisco, despite all the injuries, and the defense that they have built in LA, I am terrified because they are the teams that can actually slow down the Seahawks, just like the Seahawks can slow down everyone else. It's a cliche to say, but defenses win championships, and the Seahawks have the best defense, especially in the NFC. But I think that the Rams and I think that the 49ers probably have the second and third best defenses in the NFC. Maybe the Bears jump in there a little bit, but they're more fraudulent elsewhere. So if I'm going to be scared of any team, it's going to be those other two teams in the NFC West. They're really freaking good, and they're coached by a really good coaching staff. Greg! You just threw in a second one with a buzzer beater. Good to see you. Greg's a real one here of Seahawks Today. I always appreciate any of the interactions that I have with him. My man is a beast. He is, the man, the myth, the legend. Alper himself just snuck in here in the middle of the recording just to let us know how well Greg has been doing. All right. I have more super chats that I want to get to, but before we do that, I think it's very important to let you know about the sponsor of today's video. And the sponsor of today's video is our good friends over at PrizePicks. This episode is brought to you by PrizePicks. It is the holiday season, the best time of year for sports. Bowl games, basketball matchups, playoff pushes, it is all happening at once. And while you and I are out here making decisions every day, what gifts to buy, what to eat, which game to watch, there's one place where it feels good to be right. PrizePicks. New feature alert! PrizePicks now has early payouts. If your lineup gets off to a hot start, you may now have the option to cash out those winnings before the game even finishes. On PrizePicks, how you play is up to you. If you want flexibility, choose Flex Play, where you can get paid even if one of your picks misses. If you want the biggest payouts, go for the Power Play. No matter your play, PrizePicks is a great way to put your takes to the test. I have a 2-pick power play for this weekend's action. JSN, more on his receiving yards. Jared Goff, more on his passing yards as well. Download the app, the PrizePicks app today, and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks. It's good to be right. Baden! Boom! What's up, my good sir? Or ma'am. It's a unisex name. Peyton, good to see you. JS needs to get Exec of the Year already. Yes, he does. You look at this team, it is built by him. Remember, where were the Seahawks at the end of the Pete Carroll era? Now, I'm not trying to downplay Pete Carroll. I love Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll won us a Super Bowl. But at the end, it was clear that it wasn't the same anymore, right? Pete wasn't getting the most out of the guys that he has been in the past. What does JS do? John Schneider moves on from him. He gets Mike Macdonald to be the coach. He then goes in and finds players, works hand in hand with head coach Mike Macdonald to build the team and the roster that Macdonald wants. And then Macdonald goes out, coaches them up, and gets the most out of them. He does deserve to get Executive of the Year this year. He's a special GM, probably the second best next to Howie Roseman. And we have him here in Seattle, and we do not appreciate him enough. John Schneider, man, I love that he is the general manager for my team. Prince! Bang! Good to see you. Seahawks real one. Member of the Seahawks Hall of Fame Club, Sam Darnold needs to scramble more and stop throwing the ball in desperation. I actually love this take. I think this is a fantastic take here by Prince. Why do I think that? Because we saw what Sam scrambling does in that Falcons game. He scrambles and then tries to fit a ball into Elijah Arroyo. Whether it was Arroyo's fault or Darnold's fault doesn't really matter because he threw an interception, right? Later on in the game, what does Sam do? He starts tucking it and running. And I think that's most important to look through in these situations. When you just tuck the ball and run, decent things usually happen for Sam. He's not going to blaze past anybody like Lamar, but he's a good enough quarterback that he can do some really special things in that run game. I agree with you, Prince. I think he should continue to run the ball more. Trigger! Bang! What's up, Trigger? How are you, my good sir? Just saw a commentator say Rivers will have 3 TDs this week. What a joke. See y'all in Seattle second time I'm there. Could not agree more, Trigger. How many times do we see these so-called experts say all these dumb, stupid things like Steve Mariucci? Ooh, Max Brosmer's going to throw for 450 yards. Blah, 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 blah. You're telling me that old-ass Phillip Rivers is going to hop up off the bench, off the couch, and then just be absolutely fantastic this week against the Seahawks? No. He ain't throwing for 3 TDs. That's an absolute frickin' joke. Trigger's going to be boots on the ground. He's going to help us out. I think that the Seahawks not only beat the Indianapolis Colts, I think they blow them out. It's going to be an ass whooping of epic proportions. Trigger, hope you have a good time down there. And then Daniel Schultz! Boom! The next 4 games need to be won by using everyone. We cannot rely solely on JSN alone. Last 4 games, especially Rams, 49ers, have to be won with every tool in the shed. Score quick and fast. Do not stop. Do not slow down. Could not agree more. You need to start fast in these games. End the Colts game early. End that 10 o'clock game when you play the Carolina Panthers on a Sunday. End it frickin' early. Put your foot on their throat, stomp it down, and end the game. If the Seahawks are able to do that, then those teams will quit and you'll have an easier road. Then you're prepared for the Rams and 49ers. Those are going to be dogfights. There's a reason why both of those games were settled by what? Rams game 2, 49ers game 3, 4? So you're looking at 2 games that were settled by no more than 6 points? That's literally a turnover here, a turnover there. If the Seahawks keep the ball in their hands and don't turn the ball over, they win both of those games. I think they do it the second time around. It's going to be a lot more difficult because, well, 1, the Rams, they're clicking on all cylinders. And 2, 49ers, even though they have all those injuries, they're going to be at home. You're going to have to travel and see them on the road. Must wins for the Seahawks, especially if they want to win the division. And you want to win the division because I think the winner of this division, well, guess what? They are going to be the number 1 seed in the NFC. All right, I do have to do a little bit of a shameless plug here for the new channel that we started at Chat Sports. It is called Oregon Football Report. It's at Go Ducks TV. Please head over and subscribe to that channel. We are going to be putting out videos every single day on the Oregon Ducks. I am going to be the host. I get to cover the 2 teams that I love the very, very most. So help us out. Go and subscribe to that channel. Help me out. If you like college football, you're going to love the channel. If you love the Oregon Ducks, you're going to love the channel. And if you don't like the Ducks, you're a fan of the Cougars, the Huskies, the Trojans, the Oregon State Beavers, whoever you're a fan of. You don't like us? Go in the comment section. Leave hate comments. As long as you subscribe, it will be okay. Andrew Wright! What's going on, my good sir? You seem to be really nervous about Klint Kubiak leaving. Why should we care about him leaving right now? It's more so not like a worried that he's going to leave us during the NFL season, because I don't think he's going to be a coach in college, so there's no reason for him to leave in the middle of the playoffs or anything like that. But Klint Kubiak is a good coach. And all the head coach openings that are going on right now, they have young quarterbacks or could get young quarterbacks. You are going to want a smart offensive mind. Insert Klint Kubiak. He has been great in Seattle, and great offensive coordinators don't just grow on trees. We saw that with Ryan Grubb. Too many people are putting their heads in the sand right now and not looking at what could be happening in the future. I'm not saying it should be your main focus. What I am saying that you should be slightly focused on the possibility of him leaving. Because if he leaves and you don't have a backup plan, well, the Seahawks are in a lot of trouble. Thank you guys so much for participating in today's video. I always love talking with the fans of Seahawks today, building up our community. Make sure that you share the video on social media. Why? It helps more Seahawk fans find our content and want to come in, hang out with us. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll catch you guys next time.